So today I want to give you 5 must-have apps if you're traveling through parts of Southeast Asia.
Intro.
So these apps I use pretty much every single day in Southeast Asia, and they saved me quite a bit. So let's just get into them right now. There is Grab or Bolt, which is like the Uber of Southeast Asia, and these saved me a lot. I have a bit of trust issues when it comes to taxis after getting robbed in Costa Rica, so having something like Uber or Grab or Bolt was a savior for me, honestly. It's so nice and convenient, and you feel safe in these. So the safety aspect I like of it is that it shows you the route that you should be taking. If it goes off route, then Grab will send you a notification saying, hey, we noticed you're off route. Is everything okay? Should we contact the police? Or if you're stuck in traffic for too long, it'll say, hey, we noticed that you're stopped. Is everything okay? Should we contact the police? Now, whether or not the police show up, I don't know, but it kind of gives you a little bit of peace of mind knowing that that is possibly an option. Grab or Bolt, either one I think you're going to enjoy. I just use Grab more often, but good apps to have. The second app to get is Booking.com or Agoda. Agoda seemed to be everyone's go-to in Southeast Asia. However, I use Booking.com way more, and I've used Booking.com for years of my travels, so I get some little discounts here and there, and I just like the setup of it. It could be the same in Agoda. I tried Agoda, but I just kept going back to Booking.com. You get the same prices and everything, so for me it was more just, I don't like change. So Booking.com, you can put in the amenities that you want, you can put in the areas that you want, the price point that you want. It's just, you can really filter down into exactly what you want. So it's nice to have that. And a little tip is I always make sure that when I'm going to a new place that I book at least one night in advance. And then when you get to the hotel, you ask if it's cheaper to book through the hotel or through the app. So sometimes I found that through the app was actually cheaper than booking through the hotel, but then again, sometimes it was cheaper through the hotel. So it's always nice to have at least your first night and then just find out if it's cheaper through the app or through the hotel. So the third app is XE Currency or My Currency Converter. I used My Currency Converter because it was the first one that I found and someone told me about. And what I really like about this is that it makes sure that you're not getting ripped off, or if you're going to multiple countries, it's hard to keep track of like, oh, how much was 100 baht compared to 10,000 dong compared to like 1,000 Filipino pesos or whatever other money there is around there. My currency converter is what, real simple, real easy to use. You just put in the country that you're from, the country that you're in, it converts it, bam. No more getting ripped off, mostly. There's still probably a good chance, but less likely now. So the fourth app, Skyscanner or Trip.com. Now Skyscanner seems to be everyone's go-to. Everyone loves it. I used it for years. It gave me the cheapest flights that I could find most of the time. But then I found myself using Trip.com, and I found they had all the same best prices as Skyscanner. I would go back and forth between them, so they're both really good. Skyscanner or Trip.com for booking your flights. So the fifth app you're going to want to get is Get Your Guide or Klook. And these are tour booking apps that I found were great. The best two that I used there. I use both of them about the same amount of times. And the reason for that is because I'm a solo traveler. And sometimes it's hard to get in on some of these tours if you're by yourself. If you're with a group, then you get like the group price and everything. If you go solo on some of these, the price jumps exponentially. It's like from $80 up to $300 to do some of these tours. However, sometimes you miss out on some of the tours that you want to do because of that. That's why I used both, because if Get Your Guide didn't have something I could jump in on, Klook probably would, or vice versa. So two great apps for booking your tours. I would also throw in Guru Walks in there, just because Guru Walks is really cheap and a good way to figure out about the city and have a guide that you can ask about the city or town that you're in. So I'll throw in a bonus app for free. Not that you're paying for these anyways, but Google Maps was something that actually saved me a lot. I love to go into neighborhoods and get lost, and you just drop a pin where your hotel is and you're able to get back to your hotel with no problems. I just found Google Maps was very, very handy, and it's a good way to find certain restaurants. Anyways, I hope these apps help you on your next journey. And if you have any apps that you think we should know about, let me know down below. And thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for more great tips and tricks and adventures and things.